Hi everyone, this session is going to be on the advanced questions from number systems. So already we have seen many concepts related to number systems in our concept videos. So before actually going into today's session, so I will take a few minutes in revising the entire concepts that we have covered till now. Why? Because this session is going to be the assimilation of all the concepts where we will be applying our conceptual knowledge in solving some really difficult questions. So why I have picked up these means whatever the questions that are there in our NCERT textbook in exercises are little easy. So that is why let us confine ourselves in solving some difficult questions. Rather I would tell them as high order thinking questions. So what we have discussed in our number systems till now, we have begun with the numbers are of two types. One is going to be the real numbers, the second part is going to be the complex numbers. Real numbers means you will find them on the number line, and complex numbers means you won't be finding on the number line. Under real numbers we have two categories, that is going to be rational and irrational. So what are rational numbers? Which can be expressed as p by q, where p and q are going to be integers and q not equal to 0. And whereas in case of irrational numbers, they can't be written in the form of p by q such that p and q are going to be integers. So just when you are dealing with any definition, just try to understand it completely. Okay. So now we have seen the decimal expansions of rational numbers as well as irrational numbers. So in case of rational numbers, we have two options. So either the decimal expansion of any rational number can be terminating, or if it is not terminating, it will repeat after a set of digits. Okay. Now in case of irrational numbers, if you see the decimal expansion part, it is not going to be terminated, or it is not going to be repeated also. That means you won't be finding any pattern in the decimal expansion of an irrational number. But when it comes to the rational numbers, either it can be terminating or it can be non-terminating, repeating in nature. And when it comes to the rational numbers, already we have two options, either it is going to be terminated or it is going to be non-terminating, repeating. So we have also seen that without actually finding the decimal expansion, we can tell whether it is going to be terminated or non-terminating, repeating. How? If you see the denominator of the rational form, in the denominator, if you prime factorize the denominator, if you are finding only the powers of 2 or the only powers of 5 or both together, okay, so remember there should not be any other factor other than these two. In that case, what will happen? The decimal expansion of the rational numbers is going to be terminated. Okay. In the other cases, it is going to be non-terminating but repeating. Whereas in case of irrational numbers, the decimal pattern is not going to be even. That means it is going to be uneven. In the sense, there won't be any regular pattern. Okay. So for that we have used bar notation in case of rational numbers. Suppose if I say 0.3 bar, that means 0.33333 and all. So whereas just we have learned a concept called bar, where whenever something is repeating completely, that means repeatedly, we will use that bar notation. And also we have seen how to convert the decimal expansions into the rational form and the rational expansions into the decimal expansions. So either ways we have done. So first we have seen that any number which is of the form p by q, we can find its decimal expansion. After that we have seen that whenever the decimal expansion is given, we can convert back into p by q form, and we have learned a method for doing so. And then just we have seen a new concept in this particular whatever the concept we are dealing now is going to be the radicals. So what are radicals basically? So whenever you say nth root, that means suppose nth root of a, that means a power 1 by n. When do you say that is going to be a radical? We will say that, so whatever the number inside that particular notation, the radical notation, is going to be the rational, and whatever the number n you are writing, the order what we call it as is going to be the positive integer. In that case we are going to say it is going to be radical, and we have seen what is order and all in the previous discussions. And the most important concept in the entire chapter is going to be about the rationalizing concept. So we have seen what is the rationalization, and also we have seen how to rationalize the denominator actually. So in this session, whatever the questions I have picked are going to be too conceptual in nature, but they will just revise everything whatever we have covered till now. Whatever the questions we are going to discuss in this session are going to be the most important ones. Why? Because they are not standalone questions. So wherever you are doing any question, you will find the background. So where you will be using some algebraic identities and all. So that's why this session I will call it as very important one. So I will advise you to be attentive throughout the session. So let us begin without any further delay by solving some very good questions, which are going to be some advanced questions, what I would say, in this particular number systems. So let us begin. Before actually doing your first question, so let me remind you of an important algebraic identity, that is going to be our a plus b whole square. So you very well know what is a plus b whole square. So it is going to be a square plus b square plus 2ab. So it seems to be very simple in nature, but if you observe, the application is going to be wide here. So let us say we have a plus 1 by a whole square. Okay. Now whenever you see any form, just try to compare with the standard identity. If you compare, so is it in the form of a plus b whole square or not? So in place of a, what is there? A is only there, and in place of b, what is there? 1 by a is there. So just substitute the values. That is going to be a square. In place of a we have a, so that's why it is going to be a square plus b square. In place of b, what we have? We have 1 by a, so that is why 1 by a square plus 2 into, we have 2 into, in place of a we have a only, and we place of b we have 1 by a, so we have 1 by a. So now see, what is a into 1 by a? So it will cancel. So the answer is going to be a square plus 1 by a square, 1 by a square plus 2. Okay. What is the answer for this one? This is going to be a plus 1 by a square. Okay. Now we are going to solve a question based upon this particular result. So let us see our first question now. Now see this question here, a is equal to 6 minus root 35, and we need to find the value of a square plus 1 by a square. So I will tell you two ways in which we can solve this particular question here. Now see, we want a square and we want 1 by a square. Suppose we have a number, let us say x is given to be 2. If x is equal to 2, what is the value of 1 by x? It is going to be reciprocal of this number. It is going to be 1 by 2. So likewise, see here, if a is this thing, what is 1 by a here? So 1 by a is going to be the reciprocal only. So 1 by a is going to be 1 by 6 minus root 35. Root 35. Already, while dealing with the rationalizing part, we have seen that always we will try to avoid irrational number in the denominator. So here, can't we rationalize it? That means, can't we make the denominator as a rational number? So the same thing, I will do it as 1 by a is equal to 1 by 6 minus root 35 is given to us. Now see, it is a binomial set, right? So for any binomial, right? So it is 6 minus root 35. Can you find exactly what is the conjugate of it? It is 6 plus root 35. It is going to be the rationalization factor for this one. So that is why what I have to do, I have to multiply with the 6 minus root 35 by, sorry, it is going to be plus 6 plus root 35 by 6 plus root 35. Okay. Now see here, our numerator will be 1 into this entire thing. So let me give the brackets to avoid confusion here. This is as a whole term. So this is going to be here. So we have 6 plus root 35 in the numerator. So it is going to be 6 plus root 35. And in the denominator, what we have? So this is of the form. Let us observe here. 6 minus root 35 into 6 plus root 35. Okay. So suppose if I assume 6 as a minus b into a plus b. What is a minus b into a plus b? We have to write it as a square minus b square. So what is a here? 6 square. So 6 square minus, what is b here? It is root 35. What is root 35 square? Root 35 into root 35 will be 35. So I am writing it directly as 35, which is going to be root 35 square. So now see, in the numerator we have 6 plus root 35, and in the denominator what is 6 square? 36 minus 35, 1. So 1 by a comes to be what? It is 6 plus root 35, and a value is given to us as 6 minus root 35. So we have a value as well as we have 1 by a value. What we are asked for? A square and plus 1 by a square. So suppose this is given to us. So let us see here. So we have got this as a and 1 by a as 6 plus root 35. 6 plus root 35. So what actually we want here? See, we want a square plus 1 by a square. So as I told you, it can be done in two ways. So let us see the direct way. We want a square. So now see, we have a, we have to square it. So a square is going to be 6 minus root 35 whole square. 6 minus root 35 whole square. So now see, it is of the form a minus b whole square. So in maths, there won't be any unique method that we need to follow. Just whatever comes to your mind, just we can go by that method. So here, it is of the form a minus b whole square. So what is a minus b whole square? A square plus b square minus 2ab. So now see, in place of a, 6 is there. So 6 square minus 2ab. 2 into 6 into root 35. 6 into root 35 plus b square. So b means what here? Root 35. Root 35 square is what? 35 only. Now see, 6 square is what? 36. 36 plus 35 is going to be 71 minus 2 into 6, 12. 12 into root 35, 12 root 35. 12 root 35 is our first part. It is not done. Okay. Now see the second part. We want 1 by a square. What is our 1 by a value here? So this is 1 by a value. We want 1 by a square. So 1 by a square means 1 by a whole square I can write. Why? Because 1 square is 1 by a square. So same as 1 by a whole square. So we have 1 by a as 6 plus root 35. We want the square of it. So what we will do? A plus b whole square. See here, 6 plus root 35. That means a plus b whole square. So just 1 by a square, just I am writing it here. So is same as, so that we have to write it as 6 plus root 35 square. Root 35 whole square, remember. So now it is the form a plus b whole square. So a square plus b square plus 2ab. So a square means what? 36. Why? Because 6 square plus b square. Plus b square means what? 35. Why? Because root 35 into root 35 is going to be 35. Plus 2ab. 2 into, in place of a we have 6 and in place of b we have root 35. So this is going to be 36 plus 35, 71 plus 2 into 6, 12 root 35. Okay. Now directly we can do here. See, we have a square value 71 minus 12 root 35, and we have 1 by a square value 71 plus 12 root 35. So when we want the sum of these two, what we have to do? We have to add it. So let us add them. What will happen? Let us see. Now see here, 71 minus 12 root 35 is a square, and 1 by a square is going to be 71 plus 12 root 35. So just we have to add them. So add the here rational parts. 71 plus 71, 142. And here 12 root 35s are there, and here minus 12 root 35s are there. So out of 12 root 35s, you are subtracting 12 root 35s. So can I say both are going to be cancelled here? So what is the answer here? It is going to be 142. So the answer for this question is going to be 142. As I told you, we can solve this question using other method also. So we shall see that also. See here. So a is this much, and also we have just got 1 by a value as 6 plus root 35 from the previous discussion. Okay, this is 635. Now add them. Okay, a plus 1 by a. What is a plus 1 by a? A plus 1 by a. That means we have to add a and 1 by a values. That's it. So a value is 6 minus root 35. Okay. Now, and 1 by a value is how much? It is going to be 6 plus root 35. 6 plus root 35. So I'm directly adding it. Okay. Now see here, if you add, so here minus root 35 plus root 35 will get cancelled here. What is 6 plus 6? It is going to be 12. It is going to be a plus 1 by a. This is what we got. We got the value of a plus 1 by a is equal to 12. In the beginning of the question, just I have told you, when we have a plus 1 by a is equal to 12. And in the question we have been asked for this much. So by observation, it has to come to your mind that it has been squared somewhere. So apply squaring on both sides. That means whenever you find equality, whatever the operation we are applying on both sides of the equality, it won't change our expression. That means equation. So that is why what I will do, when you multiply with some number on both sides, or when you subtract some number on the both sides, when you add some number on the both sides, the value is not going to be changed. So using that concept, what I will do, I will square it on both sides. Squaring on both sides. Squaring on both sides. That means this has to be squared along with this one. Now see, this is a. Suppose let us assume it as x plus y whole square, or a plus b whole square. We know that that is going to be a square plus, so that is going to be a square, right? So this is going to be a square plus, in place of b what is there? 1 by a square, right? So that is why it is going to be b square is 1 by a square plus 2ab, 2 into a means a only, b means 1 by a, okay, is equal to 12 square is what here? It is going to be 144. So 12 square we found it to be 144. Now see, a square we have plus 1 by a square, 1 by a square plus 2 into a into 1 by a. Can I cancel it here? And it is 2 left here. A is going to be 144. 144. Now we want only a square plus 1 by a square. So let us remain it here and let us take whatever is left to the this side. Plus 2 is there. If it comes this side, it will be minus 2. Otherwise, do one thing, subtract 2 on both sides. Then also it will hold good. So just when I just transpose this particular plus 2 to this side, it will be 142 minus 2. 144 minus 2 is going to be 142, which is exactly what we got in the first method. Okay, so it is about your thinking. That's it. So this is where we have taken the help of an algebraic expression in solving a number system question. So these are interconceptual questions. So let us move to the next question now. So here the question says, if x is equal to here 3 plus root 8, we need to find the value of x square plus 1 by x square and x power 4 plus 1 by x power 4. That is what we have to find. Okay. So let us see here what will happen. Okay. Now see, so the same question we can solve it using the two methods that we have done for the first one. So let me take it by the second method onwards. Okay, second method. That means instead of calculating separately, I will use some algebraic identity. Okay, we will find this first part. From this one, we will find this one. So let us see how actually it goes. X is given. So x is here. We find 1 by x. It is square, it is quadruple, whatever it is. But 1 by x is there in the question. Okay, immediately just to take 1 by x. So 1 by x is equal to 1 by 3 plus root 8. Just we have to take the reciprocal. And remember, in the denominator you are not supposed to have any rational number. So that is why just you will rationalize it by using the conjugate of this one. What is the conjugate of this one? 3 minus root 8. Just you write 3 minus root 8 by just 3 minus root 8. Why you are doing it for both the numerator and denominator? Why? Because you are not intending to change the value. When you multiply numerator and denominator, actually both will cancelled. So that's why the value will still remain like this only. Now see, in the numerator it is going to be 3 minus root 8. 3 minus root 8. In the denominator, what is the form? A plus b into a minus b. A square minus b square. In place of a, what is there? 3. So 3 square minus root 8 square. Root 8 square is what? Root 8 into root 8. Always I told you root 8 into root a is going to be a. Why? Because when I say root a, square root a is going to be a power 1 by 2. Okay, so a power 1 by 2 into a power 1 by 2, will add the powers, a power 1 will remain, so that is why it is going to be 8 only. So it is going to be 3 minus root 8 by, so what is 3 square? 9 minus 8. So 9 minus 8 is 1. So actually what you are left with? 3 minus root 8. That is what you are left with. Okay, so this is the thing that we are left with. So we have the value of x and we have the value of 1 by x. Let me write them together now. So just we got 1 by x is equal to, from our discussion, it is going to be 3 minus root 8. So this is exactly what we got. Now see, let us solve the first one. For solving, so there are squares. So let us say whenever you find some number plus some reciprocal, the same number reciprocal is there, always do this way. Just you add x plus 1 by x, x plus 1 by x. How much it will be actually? X plus 1 by x. See here, 3 plus root 8 is x value, and here the value of 1 by x is 3 minus root 8. 3 minus root 8. So here minus root 8 plus root 8 will cancel. The answer is going to be 3 plus 3 is what? 6. So x plus 1 by x is going to be 6. Okay. Now see, we have squares in the question. So let us solve this first part here. We have squares here. Okay. What we have to do? Just we have to square it on both sides. Remember, we are using new concept here, that is squaring on both sides. That means this entire thing has to be squared is equal to square. Why? Because when you operate with the same operation on both the sides, the equality won't get affected. Okay. Now see, a plus 1b square, a plus b square whole square is equal to 6 square. What is a plus b whole square? A square plus b square plus 2ab. So let us write it, x square plus 1 by x square. Why? Because 1 by x whole square is 1 by x square only, plus 2 into x into 1 by x. Okay. It is going to be 36. 6 square is what? 36. Now x, can I cancel it here? So it is x square plus 1 by x square. This is what we want. What extra is here? 2. Send that to that side. What will happen? It will become minus 2. So just let me write it directly. 36 minus 2. What is that? 36 minus 2? 34. So what is the value of x square plus 1 by x square? It is going to be 34. So that is your answer. So the answer for this one is going to be 34. Okay. Let us move to the second part here. We have got this as 34. Okay. Once you just got this answer, it becomes very easy here. Why? Because see here, x square plus 1 by x square is given to me how much? 34. Okay. We want powers of 4. Okay. When you square a square, that means you take x square whole square. What you will get? It is of the form a power m whole power n, a power mn. It is going to be x power 4 only, right? So that is why what I will do for this expression, whatever we have solved in the first part, I will apply square it on both sides concept. So what I am doing? Squaring on both sides. SOBS. Okay? It is going to be 34 square. Now see here, it is again of the form a plus b whole square, where our a is x square and b is 1 by x square. So a square, that means x square whole square plus b square, that is 1 by x square whole square plus 2ab plus 2 into a means x square, b means 1 by x square. Okay, is equal to 34 square. So that is 1056. Okay. Now see, x square whole square is x power 4 plus 1 by x square whole square is 1 by x power 4. Okay. Plus x square, can I cancel it here? Here only 2 is left. We want x square plus 1 by x power 4 alone. So let me send this to this side. What will happen? So let me write it directly as 1056 minus 2. That is going to be 1054. So that is going to be answer. See, using a simple identity, how we have taken the application part of it. So really believe, if you know the concepts, so application is nothing for you. So once you are thorough with your concepts and all, we can find wide application of what are the concepts we are learning till now. So let us move to the next question now. Again, this is a good question on our rationalizing the denominator concept. Okay. Now, whenever such questions are given, so see here, if a and b are rational numbers, okay, so this has given to be equal to a plus b root 5. We need to find the values of a and b. So seems to be very tricky, but believe, see, once you solve it, you'll find it to be too easy here, right? Let us solve it how it has been given. Let us forget this particular part here. If you observe here, there is nothing in the denominator. That means what you would have done, just actually you would have done the rationalization for this one. That's it. So just take the given thing, that is 4 plus 3 root 5. That is what has been given by 4 minus 3 root 5. That is what exactly has been given. Okay. Now once you see, whenever you find any question with irrational denominator, always rationalize first, then think about the question. That's it. So the rule is very simple. So here two terms are there, that is a binomial, that means two terms are there. What is the rationalizing factor for binomials that we have discussed? It is going to be the conjugate. What is the conjugate of it? Just reverse the sign which separates them, the two terms. Here 4 plus 3 root 5. So here it is going to be 4 plus 3 root 5 is going to be this one by 4 plus 3 root 5. Okay. So just in brackets, rationalizing with that we have to write when you are doing elaborately. Okay. Now see the numerator. See the numerator. 4 plus 3 root 5. 4 plus 3 root 5. A plus b. A plus b. So a plus b into a plus b whole square. So that is same as 4 plus 3 root 5 whole square. So let us expand it later. Let us keep it aside. Let us see the denominator first. Okay. So we'll observe one thing here. Okay. It is C. A minus b. A plus b. See, same A. Suppose A is equal to 4. A and 3 root 5 is equal to b. So a minus b into a plus b. A square minus b square. That is what you will have. Okay. Now see here. In the numerator we have a plus b whole square. That is 4 plus 3 root 5 whole square. So let me expand it. Okay. So a square, that is 4 square, I am writing it as 16, plus b square. B square is what? 3 root 5 square. Let me write it separately that you can understand it better. So 3 root 5 square plus 2ab plus 2 into, in place of a we have 4, in place of b we have 3 root 5. Okay. And in the denominator we have a plus b into a minus b, a square minus b square, which is nothing but 4 square minus b square is what? 3 root 5 square. 3 root 5 square. Okay. Let us expand it now. Now see the numerator. It is here. It is going to be 16 here. 16 here plus 3 root 5 square. So here when two numbers are in product and whole square is there, just take the square of individual numbers. Okay. Now this can be written as 3 root 5 into 3 root 5. 3 root 5 into 3 root 5. What is 3 into 3? 9. What is root 5 into root 5? It will be 5. Okay. So 9 into 5, it is 45. So I hope it is clear to you. Okay. So 3 root 5 into 3 root 5 is nothing but 3 root 5 whole square. Remember, it is whole square. That is why just you multiply the rational numbers 3 into 3, 9, and the irrational numbers root 5 into root 5, it is going to be 5. It is going to be 45 in R. So it is going to be 45. Plus, now see, 2 into 4. So 2 into 4 is what? 8. 8 into 3, it is going to be 24. So 24 into root 5, 24 root 5. 24 root 5. Okay. In the denominator, let us see what we'll have. What is 4 square? 16. Okay. Minus what is 3 root 5 whole square? Just now you have seen that it is going to be root 45. It is going to be 45. Now see this one. 16 plus 45 is how much? It is going to be 61. So numerator becomes 61 plus 24 root 5 divided by what we have here, 16 minus 45. What is 16 minus 45? It is minus 21 only. It is going to be minus, see here, it is going to be minus 29. So just you write minus 29. So why? Because when you have two different signs here, just you take the big number. So take the difference. What is 45, 16 difference? 29. What is the big sign here? It is going to be minus. So that is why it is going to be minus 29. So this is what we have done till now. Now observe the question. Okay. So this answer is what? A plus b root 5. So let us write it as in simple terms. Okay, 61 by minus root 29 plus 24 by minus 25 root 5 by, okay, root 5 by, this is what we got. Now compare whatever is given to you as the question. Okay, now compare here. If you compare with a plus, so in the question a and b are rational numbers. Okay, now see, if you compare this form with this form, see root 5 is left, so just take this apart. Just compare here, what is there in place of a here? 61 by minus 29. And what is there in place of b? That means the coefficient of this root 5, what is here? 24 by minus 29. So this is the answer here. So whenever such questions comes, simply first remove the irrational denominator by rationalizing it and compare with the given standard result. And while comparing the coefficients here, whatever is here, like when you compare, so you are getting the a value to be this much and you'll find the b value is going to be this much. So this is b value and this is going to be a value. So here I am not doing it in detail, but when you are doing actually whatever the process you are following, just it will be very clean if you just represent it in step-by-step format here. So I hope this is clear to you. Let us move to the next question now. Okay, now see this question here. Root 2 is given to be 1.414 and root 5 is given to be 2.236. So even though the decimal expansion is not exactly this much, why? Because it won't terminate, the approximate values have been given and we need to find this much. Okay, now see here, if you directly substitute like root 10, suppose, see how you will think. Suppose root 10 is equal to root 5 into root 2. So always we can write it as a product of, whenever a square is there, just you can write the product minus root 5, okay, by 2 root 2. Now see, the first side, what you will think, we can directly substitute the values and we can divide. That is what we are going to think. Okay, but if you do so, what will happen? In the denominator we have some big number and all. So you can do that way, but it will take time. Okay, and there is no guarantee that you will get the correct answer, but we very well can multiply them. Okay, now just how we can actually manipulate this particular question. Okay, now I hope this you got this step. Okay, root 10 can be written as root 5 into root 2. Okay, why? Because the common side is there, right? 5 into 2, 10 common root, so 10 root 10 minus root 5 is going to be, in the denominator we have 2 root 2. Okay, now see here, can I take root 5 common the numerator? How many terms are there? Actually 2 terms. So this is one term and this is one term, out of which I have taken root 5 as common. So root 5 has taken to be common, and here if you observe here clearly, root 2 is left, and here what is left? Is it 0? No, it is 1 here. So root 2 minus 1 by 2 root 2. Okay, now see here, we know root 2 value, which is 1.414 minus 1. 1.414 minus 1 is what? 0.414 only. So that is root 5 into 0.414 by 2 root 2. 2 root 2. Again, if you see, there is irrational denominator. Always what I will do? Rationalize it, multiply with root 2 and also divide with root 2 here. Now see here, we have got the value of root 5 as 2.236 into 0.414 into, what is the value of this root 2? 1.414 by, what is root 2 into root 2? It will be 2. 2 into 2, it is 4. Now see, we got a simple number in the denominator. So why can't we just multiply all these 3 numbers and why can't we divide with 4? Otherwise, you find result, take half of that and again you take half. Why? Because by 4 means what? By 2 and again by 2. So that is how just we can simplify this one. So even if you substitute the direct values, you will get the answer, but it will be complicated. So here we have just making the use of rationalization concept in order to simplify our answer easily. So this is one more application of our rationalization. So just I am leaving it at this step. Just you simplify this particular part and see what will be the answer. So let us move to the next question. See the first one here, this suppose if you observe here, it is going to be just, it is not 4 into root 2 and all, it is third root of 2 square. So whenever you find this complex exponents and all, just I will advise you to go from this side. That means just you take this one. So let us simplify this first. What is there? The number alone here, 2 square. Now see, for the 2 square, what is there? That is cube root. So actually I told, whenever you see a format like this, nth root, this can be very well written as a power 1 by n. So this is third root, that means cube root. Why can't I write it as 1 by 3? Why can't I write it as 1 by 3? Okay, so till this one over. For this entire thing, what is there outside? Fourth root is there. How will you write fourth root as? Here in place of n, 4 is there. For that whole, you will write 1 by 4. So whatever is given to you in the complex form, just it is like this only. Now see here how actually we have to do it now. Now see, suppose we assume this as some a power m whole power n. What is that? A power mn only. That means can I write it as 2 square power mn. That means 1 by 3 into 1 by 4, 1 by 12. Why 1 by 12? Why? Because when we have two fractions and we have to multiply numerator and denominator, it should be multiplied separately. This is 2 square whole power 1 by 12. Now this is nothing but, again see, if I assume 2 as our base, 2 power m whole power n, 2 power mn, again 2 square into 1 by 12. So 1 by 12 means what? 2 will go 6 times. 2 power 1 by 6. 2 power 1 by 6 can be written as 6th root of 2. 6th root of 2. It is not 6 into root 2, it is 6th root. Otherwise just you can leave it this particular step. So that is how actually you solve this particular kind of complex roots here. Okay, whenever your simplification part is too complex, just try to convert it into the basic definitions what you have seen in these certs. Okay, let us move to the next question, this one. Here it says cube root of 2 into 4th root of 2 into 12th root of 32. Now see how you can write the cube root of 2. It is 2 power 1 by 3. Multiplication is there, just to multiply. 4th root of 2, 2 power 1 by 4. Remember, nth root of a can be written as a power 1 by n. This is what the application we are doing. Okay, the same thing just we are applying here. Now see here, 32 is there in the 12th root. Okay, that is nothing but 32 power 1 by 12. You would write it as 1 by 12. Now seeing here, if you observe, it is 2 power 1 by 3, it won't change, and it is going to be 2 power 1 by 4, there is no change here. But if you prime factorize 32, what you will get? 2 power 5. Just try it out. It will be 2 power 5 whole power 1 by 12 is there. Okay. Now a power m whole power n, a power mn, 5 into 1 by 12, 5 by 12. Shall I write it directly? So let me take one more step, no problem here. It is 2 power 1 by 3 into 2 power 1 by 4 into, it will be 2 power 5 by 12. 5 by 12. So this is what we got here. Now see here, if you see the simplification now, can you see bases are same here? Base is 2, base is 2, base is 2, and everything is on multiplication. We have identity a power m into a power n is equal to a power m plus n. Okay, when the base is same and there is a product sign in between, just you can add the bases here, exponents here. It is 2 power, how many are there here? 3 are there. So just we can add all 3 here, 1 by 3 plus 1 by 4 plus it is going to be 5 by 12. 5 by 12. So now it is going to be 2 power, let me take the LCM. You know how to add the fractions and all, I am doing directly. 12 is LCM, it will go, 3 will go 4 times, 4 into 1, 4. Okay. Why 12 is LCM here? 3 is a factor of 12, 4 is a factor of 12. Whenever such so, 12 is a factor of itself. So bigger among them is going to be LCM directly. No need to calculate further. Again, 4 will go 3 times. So 3 into 1, 3 plus 12 will go 1 time, 1 into 5, it is going to be 5. So it is going to be, I am writing the answer here, 2 power, what is 4 plus 3, 7, 7 plus 5, 12. 12 by 12. What is 12 by 12? 1. The answer is what? 2. So for giving this particular one, just they have given this entire thing. So the answer is going to be very simple. That is going to be 2. So here in this question, just we have make an use of this particular notation. Okay, this is how actually we notate a particular radical. Okay, so let us move to the next question now. So here it is express this entire. So while dealing with the concept videos, what we have seen, we have individually expressed them. Okay, now they're asking a sum as to express at the form P by Q. How we can do? So it's very simple. Convert individually. So convert this into P by Q form, this into P by Q form, and this into P by Q form, and just add them in the fraction form. You will get P by Q form. That's it. So let us see actually what is 0.6. It is terminating decimal. So what is the rule we have seen? Just you write that number and how many decimals are here. After the one digit is there, 1 followed by those many digits. That is 6 by 10. Take it to the simplest form. It is going to be in 2 table. It is 3 times. It is 5 times. So it is 3 by 5. First part over. Now just let us come to 0.7 part. So what is the method that we have seen? That is 0x is equal to, always you will assume 0.7777 and 10x. Why 10x? There is only one digit repeating. If 2 digits are repeating, 100x. So we will take 10x only. So 10x means what? 10 times x. So when you multiply both sides with 10 and all, what will happen? This decimal point will shift here. It will be 7.7777 and all. Now just subtract it. What is 10x minus x? It is going to be 9x is equal to 7 point. All the digits after the decimal point are going to be cancelled. So now x is equal to 7 by 9. So what is the answer for this one? 7 by 9. Now if you just watch that particular concept video, I told you shortcut how to do it. Just once you go through it, you get directly as 7 by 9. So for here, just I am discussing the method only. So the second part is what? This is 7 by 9. Now the third part. Let us take the third part now. So here, this one. Let us say some y. So assume whatever given to you, assume here like 0.4. See here, there is bar for only 7. Okay, in a hurry don't write 4747. It is going to be 47777 like this. We have to write. Now see, always try to make the given decimal expansion as pure recurring. That means what? After decimal point, see that everything is getting repeated. So what you will do? Just you will calculate 10 by. Why? Because how many digits are not repeating? 1 only. So I will multiply with 10. I will be getting 4.7777. So this is 10 by. This is actually what we got. Why? Because this is shifting at this particular point. Now see, this can be done in 2 ways. So can I assume this 10 by? So I am doing as the way that we have done in the concept video. 4 plus 0.7 bar. 0.7777 bar. Why? Because already this 0.777 we have in this particular step as 7 by 9. So that's why I am just making use of this one. That's it. So this is 10y is equal to, this is 4 plus this is 7 by 9. That is 10 by value. Now 4 plus 7 by 9 is what? So 9 into 4, 36. 36 plus 7, 43. So it is 43 by 90. 43 by 9. This is 10 by value. We want only value of y. So y is equal to what? 43 by 9. This 10 will come here. 10 into 9 will be 90. So y value will be 43 by 90. That means this value is going to be 43 by 90. So what we have got? The first one is going to be 2 by 3, 2 by 5, sorry, 3 by 5, 3 by 5. The second one, 7 by 9. And third one is going to be above 43 by 90. 43 by 90. What is the LCM of these particular 3 numbers? So don't blindly calculate things, okay? So just you will be habituated of doing everything and all. So remember, when you have 3 numbers, just see the big number here. What is 90? Is this 5 factor? Yes. Is this 9 factor of this one? 90 will be 9 factor of itself. So the big number will be the LCM. Why? Because least common multiple we want. So out of that, this is going to be, if you write the multiples of this is going to be the least among them. So that is why common multiples is going to be 90 here. So 5 will go how many times here? Just you calculate and just you can arrive at your answer. 5 will go how many times? So it will go 18 times. So 18 into 3, 54. 54 plus 9 will go 10 times. 10 into 7, 70 plus 90 will go 1 time. 1 into 43, it is going to be 43 only. Now see, 54 plus 70 is going to be 124. 124 plus 43, it is going to be 167. Okay, so just we have to add 124 plus 43 by 90. So 167. Just to calculate it, this will be 167 by 90. Now see whether it is in P by Q form or not. What they are asking, to represent it as the form of P by Q. Now if you observe, this is going to be the thing. So here a terminating is there, it is a pure recurring is there, it is a mixed recurring. So all these three concepts has been covered in this particular single question. So that is why these are going to be very conceptual in nature. That is what I am telling. Okay, so let us move ahead with the next question. So see this one, whenever you come across such simplifications and all, the rule is very simple. Okay, in the denominator you are not supposed to have any irrational number. How many terms are here? This is 1, 2, 3. Rule is very simple. Observe, rationalize the denominator of this one, rationalize the denominator of this one and this one, and when you rationalize, so you will be finding rational numbers in the denominator, whereas we can just take the LCM of those numbers and we can solve further. Let us do it. Okay, let us take this first part, this is second part, and this is third part. Let us see this one, 7 plus 7 root 3. Let us see what will happen if you see this one, 7 root 3 by 10 plus root 5. 10 plus root 3 is there. So always remember, it has to be in mind whenever you have a binomial third and all, just you have to take the negative sign in between the connecting. Okay, so here 7 root 3 by, it will be root 10 plus root 3. So 7 root 3 into, so see here what I am doing, 7 root 3 root 10 plus root 3, with which number you have to multiply? With the root 10 minus root 3 is your rationalizing factor. Why? Because we have seen the conjugate of this one is going to be this one. So just you multiply with the root 10 plus root 3. Okay, now see here, always leave the denominator. Okay, just see 7 root 3 into root 10 minus root 3. 7 root 3 into, we shall simplify it further later. Okay, minus root 3. Just focus on the denominator. What do we have? A plus b into a minus b. So this is minus, sorry. So a plus b into a minus b is what? A plus b into a minus b, a square minus b square. Root 10 square is 10. Root 3 square is 3. 3 square is 9. Root 3 square is only 3. Okay, that is why what is 10 minus 3? It is going to be 7. Can I cancel that 7 with this 7? Why? Because this is 7 into root 3 into this entire bracket. Okay, so as a term, so in multiplication you can do so. Suppose if addition sign is there, you are not supposed to do. Why? Because individual terms will be there. So under multiplication, just we can cancel this 7 and this 7. So cancel. What is the answer here? Root 3 into root 10 minus root 3. Okay, now we shall further simplify it. So we know how to expand the bracket and all. Okay, root 3, whenever bracket is there, it belongs to this term as well as this minus root 3 also. Root 3 into root 10, root 30 minus root 3 into root 3, only 3. So what is the first part? We have got root 3. Okay, we have got root 3 minus 3. Root 30 minus 3 is this one. Okay, so let us see the second part. Okay, now let us see the second part. Now the second part, 2 root 5 divided by, so let us come to this minus sign later. Okay, when we will substitute, just we will take the minus sign only. This time taking for a while, it is 2 root 5 by this one. Okay, so the number is 2 root 5 divided by root 6 plus root 5. What is the rationalizing factor here? Root 6 minus root 5. So here I have to multiply with the root 6 minus root 5. So don't keep in mind, we have to keep brackets. Okay, whenever you have binomial combination like this. So in order to omit our mistakes, do this way. Okay, now see in the denominator, if you observe carefully, 6 plus root 5 into 6 minus root 5. A plus b into a minus b. Root 6 square is what? 6 minus root 5 square is what? 5. 6 minus 5 is what? 1 only. That means this entire result will become 1. And let us see this particular one, 2 root 5 into root 6. So 2 into here root 5 into root 6 is what? Just multiply the irrational parts only. 2 into root 5 into root 6, that is what? So 2 into root 30. Why? Because whenever the radical sign is same here, it is root, it is root. Just multiply the numbers, the base is 6 into 5, 30, and common this one minus. This also very well belong to this one. 2 in root 5 into root 5. 2 into root 5 into root 5. Root 5 into root 5 is what? 5. 5 into 2, 10. So it is, this is what you got for this second one. That means this one, remember I have not taken this negative sign, we shall come to it later, okay? Just write it apart somewhere, okay? Now let us take the third one, 3 root 2 by this one, okay? Now see, 3 root 2 divided by this much, root 5, 15, root 15 plus 3 root 2, 3 root 2, that is what we have, 3 root 2. And we have to multiply with the conjugate of this one, because that is going to be our rationalization factor. So root 15 minus 3 root 2, that is what we will get, 3 root 2 by here root 15 minus 3 root 2. Okay. Now see, let us see the numerator first. 3 root 2 into root 15. Multiply the irrational parts. Okay. Root 2 into root 15, root 30. Okay. Root 30 into 3. 3 root 30. 3 root 30. So let me keep the bracket, okay, and to avoid confusion and all. And this 3 root 2 will belong to this also, okay. 3 into 3 is what? 9. Multiply the rational part separately, irrational part separately. Root 2 into root 2 is 2. 9 into 2. It is going to be 18. Let us see later. Now see here, a plus b into a minus b form. Always remember, we are using, repeatedly making use of that particular identity here. Root 15 square minus 3 root 2 square. So what is root 15 square? 15 minus 3 root 2 square. 3 root 2 square is what? 3 root 2 into 3 root 2. Okay. 3 into 3, 9 into root 2 into root 2, 2, 18. So 15 minus 18, that is what you are getting here. 15 minus 18. That is, see here, it is minus 3. Minus 3 in the denominator. Just I am simplifying it further. If you observe here, can you see this is 3 into root 30. Can I write this 9 as 3 into 3? Why? Because when I do so, I can take 1 3 common. 1 3 common. What will be left here? Root 30. Root 30 minus here 1 3 I am taking common. 2 is, this 3 will be left and 2 will be left. What is 3 into 2? It will be 6. Okay. This will be the answer. Now see, minus 3 will go minus 1 times in this particular 3. Now minus 1 into this one. How to multiply with this one? Minus 1 into root 30 minus root 30 minus root 30 minus 1 into minus 6. It is going to be plus 6. Now what is the answer for this one? It is going to be minus root 30 plus 6. Minus root 30 plus 6. Now let us consolidate the 3 parts now with signs. Okay. While rationalization and all, we didn't take any sign here. Okay. Now let us consolidate what the answers we got. Okay. Now see here. For the first part, just we have got this one is root 30 minus 3. That is what we got. Okay. Let me keep in bracket. Minus the second part, we got it as 2 root 30. 2 root 30 minus 10. Okay. Minus, why? Because here minus sign is there. For this one, what did we get? We got minus root 30 minus root 30 plus 6. That is what we got. Okay. Now just try to expand these brackets with the negative sign, the corresponding sign here. What you will get? Root 30 minus 3 minus of this one will be minus 2 root 30. Okay. Minus of minus, it is plus. Okay. Plus 10 minus of minus plus root 30 next minus of 6 minus 6. Now let us see here what will happen actually. Root 30, root 30. How many root 30s are there? 2 root 30s are there. Okay. We can just, when you add 2 root 30s, it will be 2 root 30 minus let me add like terms here, like 2 root 30 is here, these two combined, I wrote it here, and this is here, and this is here. See here, minus 3 minus 6 is minus 9 plus 10, minus 9 plus 10. Now 2 root 30 minus 2 root 30 cancel, and 10 minus 9 is going to be 1. See, such a simple answer we got for this entire complicated part, and all the answer is 1. Okay, in such a way, whatever the concepts we know, so suppose if you observe all the questions that we have solved in this particular session, I would say them are going to be the application part. Okay, so knowing the concepts alone, solving the questions from the textbook is not enough. We have to take them to the next level. So always keep in mind the concepts will be very small, but it will find a wide application whenever it comes to mathematics and all. So why? Because whatever the important concept that we have seen squaring on both sides concept, and we have seen how to we are applying the algebraic identities part to solve the questions from number systems and all. So that is what we call interconceptual questions. Okay, so within whatever the chapters and all, just we are making assimilating all the concepts that are known to us. So I hope this session is useful to you. So we shall be meeting in the next session with few more important concepts and interesting concepts. So just go through this particular thing again, and let me know if you have any doubts or any difficulty during this particular session. So thank you all. Just keep reviewing the things. Be safe. So have a great day. Thank you again.